close your eyes for just a second and take the deepest breath you can. Kind of listen to it and release it. One more time. Inhale. Yeah, it's good.
Kathy?
You can keep eating, open your eyes, and tell me, please. Is that?
Nice one.
Okay. Shout it out. What is the one reason, the one driving force for which we do anything and everything in life? Everything. Huh?
Love.
Love. Somebody said love?
Yeah.
Very good. What else?
Pleasure.
What was that?
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
Pleasure. Okay. What else?
Good health. Well-being.
Good health, well-being. What else? Huh?
Happiness.
Food.
Maybe when you're a teenager. Huh?
Life.
Life. What is it?
Happiness.
Thank you. Okay. Well, we want to do things for good food. We do things for good health. We do things. But what's the bottom line? The bottom line is we want to be happy and feel love. Right? Everybody agree?
Yeah.
We want to be happy. Really, it doesn't matter how we get there. We want to be happy, right? Okay. So we're going to talk about how you get there, because a lot of people want to be happy. Everybody wants to be happy. But how we get there is really what counts, and that's what our talk about today is. But why do we want to be happy? Anybody can explain that?
Keep you healthy.
That's a good idea.
Makes you feel good.
Makes you feel good. Anybody can go a little deeper and explain to me, why do we want to be happy? What's the reason?
Because you become peaceful.
Because because we become peaceful and centered. We're getting there. What else? We're made to be happy. Okay, we're getting there. Let me wrap it up. The reason we do anything and everything is because we desire that sense of happiness and bliss. Right? That happiness and bliss and love and different names describe it, but we desire that so bad. The reason why we desire that is because if you look at nature, you will see that absolutely everything has a tendency to, once it's created, to go back into its source. And we as humans are just like everything in nature. We desire to unite with our source, to merge with our source, okay? We desire to go from a state of an individual wave into the experience of the ocean. The wave is a part of the ocean. Does that make sense to everybody? Being an individual with an individual ego sense, separated from the rest of the ocean, to merge, to immerse, and to feel that happiness that comes from unity within our own bliss, our own true nature, our own divine nature, if you want. That is why we have an inherent desire for happiness. Because we are happiness in essence. We are love in essence. We simply crave to go back home, to go through a process of awakening, which is a natural process from imbalance where we are divided, okay, where we are separated, where we feel separated, to a state of balance where there is harmony, peace, happiness, love, and all the rest of the things that you have mentioned already. Okay, so now that we set up some grounds, okay, we know what's going on. We want to be happy, and we want to embrace ourselves. We want to know ourselves. We want to come back home. It is easier to understand why It is so important to maintain this vehicle in a good shape and for the longest possible time on this earth. Because the more days we have on this earth, the more moments we have on this earth, the more what we have? The more what we have? Opportunities, okay? The more opportunities we have to reach that state. And I have to tell you, with thousands of years and thousands, many thousands of years of yogic practices, of many yogis in many countries and whatever, guaranteed, doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't even happen in one lifetime. I don't even want to get into that, but it takes time, like anything in nature. Nature has a slow progress, but it's permanent, okay? It's permanent. And that is why I'm going to introduce myself right now to say, in just really 30 seconds, born in Israel, raised in a normal family, none of the religious stuff, became a vegetarian at the age of 12, where no one in my hometown, or I lived in a tiny dot in the desert of Israel, no one, absolutely zilch, nobody around was a vegetarian. At 12 years old, I didn't even know the term vegetarian. I didn't know that it exists, you know? But I had a dream that repeated itself for a month every day. That's a whole story for a different time. And in that dream, I got a particular message, and I could not touch meat anymore. Moving on, at 17, 2 years later, I discovered I'm vegetarian. When I moved out of my hometown, and all of a sudden there were more crazy people like me. Yeah? Anybody ever refer to you as a crazy person because you don't eat meat? Huh? Yeah?
All the time.
All the time. Good. Okay. So at 17 I became vegan. At 17 I became vegan, raw vegan as a matter of fact. At 18, went to the army, got permission to continue to be raw vegan. I had to go get a crate of vegetable from the cooler and eat in my tent, which was great because everybody had 7 minutes for lunch and I had all the time I needed. And but after the army, I joined an international organization, an international yoga organization. Not sure if you heard about it, the Shivananda organization. In any case, I was forced to go back and eat dairy again. About 8 months later, I developed stones in my gallbladder. Gallbladder went out, and believe me, life without a gallbladder is not the same as life with a gallbladder. So, if I knew then what I know today, I wouldn't have to go through all this. Anybody has like red lights coming in their head? If you knew then what you would know today, at least after this lecture, you probably would think, oh, I wouldn't have to go through the misery I had to go back then, or even now. Okay? Whoever is suffering from something. Okay? So, happiness, what? Just to cut long story short, I left this organization after 18 years of being a monk. And just one anecdote, as a monk, I also taught, I've been a yogi, so yoga exercise, breathing, all the healthy lifestyle methods you can think about, I taught those. However, my situation and the situation, which was a very big red light in my head, because when I observed around me, all the yogis that were around me were getting sick right and left. Well, how do you explain that? People do yoga every day, or most of every day, meditate, vegetarian food, hardly any stress around, we live in ashrams, beautiful places. I lived 7 years in the Bahamas on Paradise Island. This is a competitor, but there aren't that many And, oh, why are people getting sick if they live such a healthy lifestyle? Okay? And me, I was 60 pounds overweight. I still have some to lose, and I'm not worried about it, it's a gradual thing. But I was 60 pounds overweight. Okay? And believe me, your frame is not made to carry more than it's naturally made to carry. I don't care how you enjoy it or not enjoy it. It's not a psychological thing, it's a physical thing. It's not healthy. Well, hey, I had to live with it, so I made fun of it, made jokes about it, I ignored it, but believe me, it's not fun. It's not fun. I always wished I could wake up in the morning and have 60 pounds less, right? Of course, without doing it. At 42, 43, somewhere around there, my husband, Alex Ananga, and I realized that we were too young to experience certain symptoms that we started to experience in our early 40s. I said, no way. I've got a lot of things to do in this life. There is just no way I'm going to start experiencing all these things. With some osteoporosis background in my family, I was really feared for my bones. I started having pains in my hips and all that kind of nonsense. And I said, no, I gotta make a change right now. So you know how it is? Unfortunately, unless we really get hit, we don't wake up. Some people don't get up, don't wake up even when they get hit. But for most people, unless they suffer, really suffer, or their heart is broken, or whatever, something is happening really bad, they don't wake up. So for me, that was the wake-up call. Immediately went on a cleanse, found a person that really changed my life as far as me. I met him for 10 minutes, and got the principles out of it, and then started a whole journey on my own. Okay? This Christmas, a new book is coming out that describes that journey and the principles of that journey and gives a step-by-step, really practical method of lifestyle that is healthy, that has to do with radiant health and self-realization. That is actually the name of my book. It's the subtitle, if you want, of my company, my organization. The name is OMline Ashram. And the motto is radiant health and self-realization. Okay? Underneath that you can put, we turn seekers into seers. I don't like fluff. I don't like sugar coating. I'm going to give it to you as it is. You have your opinion, do whatever you want with it, okay? It changed my life and the life of many family members